The next big tech idea could be percolating right now in an Oakland classroom.
Nice, okay.
At 6'9", Brandon Nicholson towers over these teenagers he's helping.
It's summer vacation, but these young Bay Area teens are laser focused.
We see ourselves as developing high-quality young men, first and foremost. Keep building on that.
So for helping black teenagers find a limitless future, this week's Jefferson Award in the Bay Area goes to Brandon Nicholson.
My parents always were very much involved in Soka Gakkai activities, always chanting and supporting others. Our home was actually a host site for numerous SGI Buddhist activities where dozens of members would come to our home each month, if not each week, to chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. I'd say when I really embraced the practice, it was very early on, around 5, 6 years old, mainly because I had so many health challenges. Starting from when I was 2 and my mother and I were in a car accident. We were rear-ended by a drunk driver, and I then became epileptic, and the understanding was that I would have to take medication probably for the rest of my life. Chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo was the tool that I had to be able to take on these challenges, and I could start to literally envision myself overcoming these obstacles. Ninja Turtles and Kung Fu movies were so popular at the time, I actually envisioned myself practicing Kung Fu and combat the devilish functions in my life. So chanting gave me like a tangible practice, something I could do every day to try and make things better. As I would do it every day, I would see things change. I stopped having to take medication for my epilepsy altogether. I could have a pretty stable, normal life as a child. So all of a sudden I was like, uh-oh, maybe chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo actually works. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. As a result of chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, and through the causes I've made practicing Nichiren Buddhism with the Soka Gakkai International, I've been able to attend and complete my undergraduate degree at Princeton University, as well as my doctorate degree at the University of California, Berkeley, all free of charge. When I got to graduate school, for me, that was an important time in my life to be able to figure out, like, Daisaku Ikeda is important. Why? Who is he? And President Daisaku Ikeda is the current international president of our organization. He's also the individual who established this Buddhist peace movement in the United States and throughout the world. In 1993, I got to meet President Ikeda very briefly. I was 9 years old. The deepest impact was just that President Ikeda saw me. He has a way of seeing people, making people feel as if they're there. And 2 books, The Way of Youth and Discussions on Youth, that Daisaku Ikeda wrote were extremely instrumental in my growth. I realized I could have a mentor who is different from me, who lives way far away from me, but who believes in me and encourages me through his own writings to do my best. And really, that's what matters. A fundamental concept for our practice is the oneness of mentor and disciple. The example that President Ikeda sets in our practice is that we should have dialogue, that we should see the value of people's life and see the value of ourselves in our community and vice versa. I think for me, the oneness of mentor-disciple is me trying to live that same commitment to see people, to help people understand how to develop in their lives.
My solution to this problem was to create my own app, and it's called Playground.
You can calculate how much money you'd have to be paying monthly.
Started doing my own sneaker restoration, started painting my shoes, and then my friends started paying me to pay their shoes. I was like, hello, all right, let's do this. I started to have my own little business going on.
So now I happen to work in a career where I get to do that on a daily basis. I'm the founding director of an organization called the Hidden Genius Project, and it's based in Oakland, California. And our mission is to train and mentor Black male youth in technology creation, entrepreneurship, and leadership skills to transform their lives and communities. Before I actually decided to take the leap and become the first staff member, executive director of the Hidden Genius Project, I had been going through some self-exploration, figuring out, what's next for me. Finally, this opportunity with the Hidden Genius Project came about, and honestly, I didn't want it. I didn't want to be an executive director of a nonprofit, but it just made too much sense for me to pass it up. Sitting there, my first day of this job in a room by myself with without a staff and without enough budget to sustain my salary for the year. I had to figure out what to do next. I had to keep praying about that. I had to keep chanting. One of the most important things for me was to always provide an example, to always be willing to do things myself and be a leader and not just pass things off to others. Always being willing to jump in head first. And when I think about the origins of our organization, with President Ikeda, that was always the spirit that this organization got built with, is let's care for other people and let's jump in and take on leadership. One of the core concepts we espouse, particularly for our intensive program with our young men, is a term called Ubuntu.
Ubuntu is a language that comes from the Bantu language. It roughly means I am because we are.
During the summer session of the Hidden Genius Project, students that got ahead in their coding assignments went back to help their friends catch up. Because of Ubuntu, they couldn't really say that they were successful till everyone is successful. I am because we are. I am successful because we are successful.
So we want our young people to understand this oneness of self and the environment, and this idea of many in body, one in mind. They have this opportunity to grow as individuals, to have these great triumphs as individuals, and that's always going to have an impact on their community, the same way what happens in their community will have an impact on them. Having the opportunity every day to wake up and love my job and love the fact that I get to connect with people in my community and try and make the impossible possible, try and help people see value where maybe others do not. Or sometimes we're working with young people who don't see value in their own lives. Since I first started with the Hidden Genius Project, we've got almost 10 people working for us. We went from having served right around 300 young people total through our different programming. Now we've served nearly 2,000 young people in that time. We've had national attention and media attention, and we've won major awards, and so the Hidden Genius Project is starting to become something that people actually know in other parts of the country. We're just excited at the prospect of continuing to be able to grow this work. All this encouragement I've ever received from Daisaku Ikeda has always been in the spirit of understanding that each of us has this tremendous potential to be great, and that's the very thing that's going to make our community and our society great. I am because we are. So I'm constantly trying to pay it back and pay it forward all the time, and to really make my own contribution to our peace movement. Helping young people encounter and reveal their potential and help make a positive contribution to our community in a way that could actually bring about peace and could bring about change.
I am because we are.
I am because we are.
I am because we are.
I am because we are.